Welcome back, everybody, to a Breaking SF Live News special. My name is Kai Hoffmann. I'm the CEO of the Soar Financial Group and appreciate your time joining us. We chose a bit of a crazy clickbaity title on purpose because I did some math after Cartier Resources came out with their resource estimate this morning, their updated resource, and it equates to a 99% discount per ounce of gold in the ground to the current gold price. Converted, they're trading at $9.50 US per ounce, which is ridiculous if you look at it. They're in Quebec, they're in Canada, tier one jurisdiction, or so perceived. And I got Philippe here on the line with me. He's going to join us in a couple seconds, and we're going to run through the resource estimate that came out, why they put it out. I think they found a bit more gold than we originally anticipated based on the numbers I've looked at. And Philippe's going to shed some light on that as well. And I'm going to quiz him about the PEA and whether the acquisition recently changed anything to the PEA plans. And let me just roll that tape as well. Follow us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter. Hit that like button. It really helps with the algorithm. If you're invested into Cartier or find the company interesting, smash that like button. Other investors will be able to see it and they might join you in investing in the stock, following the stock, or following us here as well. It's much appreciated. And one more thing, because I used a very clickbaity title, I am a shareholder of the company. I own options in the company. Cartier is a client of ours, so please take everything with a grain of salt, obviously, but we're very optimistic about what they're doing, and we hope you can share that enthusiasm with us. Now, let me switch over. Philippe, thanks for joining us. It's good to see you. Wonderful good morning. 6:30 where you're at.
Yeah, indeed. Good morning, Kai.
That's crazy, because you're not on the East Coast. You're not in Quebec. You're on the West Coast. You're out in Spokane, Washington. So
Yep.
6:30 is kind of rough, isn't it?
Well, yes and no. I usually get up in the morning, but this time with the press release, we're running two shows at the same time as the press releases come out, and there's this interview. So I'm keen on. I was up really early.
Fantastic. No, great to see you there. And thanks for making the time.
Yeah.
And Philippe, run us through the key highlights of the press release, and we're going to get to some details right after.
All right. The highlights of the release is we have restated the historical resources that were on the North or West deposit, which we just purchased via the transaction with O3 Mining, the consolidation of the East Cadillac project with the CHIMO mine project, right? So remember, we've taken off the boundaries. Well, this West Nordo deposit sits barely 450 meters from some underground infrastructure that we have at the CHIMO mine project. And so originally we were not allowed to add these two resources together. Now we are, because the consultants, they use the same parameters that we were using at the CHIMO mine project, and they've meshed them together. And now, because that has been done, we've taken the handbrake off the PEA that we had launched last November, and everything's going to be integrated and consolidated in one mine plan.
Okay. Remind me, like you had the numbers from O3, obviously, formerly Chalice, and you had your own numbers. Like, why'd you feel the need to put out another resource update just now before some additional drilling that you're doing now?
Well, part of it is because from rules and regulations 43-101, you cannot use or add together resources that were produced by another issuer. And since the transaction closed in April, we became the single issuer with two resources and two 43-101s from two different consulting companies, plus the CHIMO mine project, because it was a past producer, because it has underground infrastructure, was able to use parameters, lower cutoff grades, and larger envelopes of mineralization that North or West people or consultants could not do. So now we've consolidated and we've made homogeneous the geological considerations and pre-mining considerations of this gold system, which you could see on your screen.
Fantastic. Yeah, going through the data that was provided to you, did you find any surprises or everything consistent to the upside, to the downside, like anything that sort of stood out to you?
Very pleasant surprises, and obviously one of them throughout the summer, we found out that the previous drilling on the North or West deposit, none of it had been surveyed. So what caused one of the delays is we had to resurvey all the holes from collar right down to the end of the hole. And that was requisite by the consultants. We survey all the holes. So that was an unpleasant surprise. But the pleasant surprise is that once that was all repositioned, it actually expanded some of the resources. And we discovered that the North or West deposit has some pretty impressive historical diamond drill intersections. let me rattle just a few of them. 12.5 grams per ton over 5.7 meters, 16.5 grams per ton over 3.2 meters, and 5.6 gram per ton over 18.1 meters. So we're looking forward to punching holes into that, determining what the vectors are at depth, and then continue expanding the gold resources. So there you have it. I mean, we did come up with some pleasant surprises there.
Yeah, that's amazing. What was it? 2.35 million ounces now combined. And I'm just looking at the graphic here as well, the cross section, right? Yeah, no, longitudinal section.
Yeah, longitudinal section.
Yeah, and I obviously see the gap between the CHIMO mine and the East CHIMO mine there as well, and the West Nordeau deposit. Is that where you're drilling right now?
We're drilling the East CHIMO mine or lens, and then we're drilling the West Nordeau deposit. And that gap between will eventually be drilled. And that gap it was the boundary zone between the two properties. And so you see that boundaries, historical property boundaries do create a gap of data and resources.
Yeah, fantastic. And just looking at it as well, like where were the high grade results from that you just mentioned? Like whereabouts were they drilled? If you were to point them out here on the longitudinal map.
If I was to point them out, they are actually where those two red blobs are, the West Nordeau deposit, and you could see that everything that's in white surrounding the blue and red was not drilled. So there is going to be some re-drilling there to fill in the gaps and to expand the volumes of mineralization. We've seen that the mineralization at the West Nordeau deposit links up with the central gold corridor at CHIMO, which is excellent because that's where we're seeing 15 to 20 meter wide mineralized panels with the most continuity and constant grades. Now, keep in mind, Kai, that we halted or put a handbrake on the PEA that we had launched in November because the consultants at that time did not know that we were consolidating both properties. And when they found out, they said, hey, the Nordeau West deposit is going to have an impact. And the eventual drilling beneath the Nordeau West deposit is going to further enhance the economic metrics of the project. So that's great. And they also discovered or appreciated the fact that our ore sorting tests that we ran at the time will also economically impact, because the mineralization at CHIMO can be sorted and upgraded. So you're looking at a cutoff that is 1.5 to 2. The mine grade is 2.7 to 3. And then when you sort that and send that to the mill, it becomes 5 to 6 grams per ton. So the CHIMO mine project is set to deliver yet more positive surprises as we keep, drilling and expanding.
Definitely looking forward to that. And while I have you, Philippe, you mentioned PEA, of course, is going to be one of the next steps. With the acquisition, has the scope of the PEA changed? Do you expect like a different direction that you'll be taking in the PEA than advertised before? Like any other options you're considering?
Well, we're still doing both scenarios: toll milling versus building a mill on site, building it ourselves. The only thing that's changed is I think the engineering team is just more comfortable because we've taken away boundaries and given them some room to move and breathe and expand. They could see that the system, which was limited in space, now can grow at depth and laterally. And that longitudinal composite section that we put up of the gold system there's a reason for that, because on either side of that underground, that shaft and those drifts is where technically you could grow and mine from underground. So that's going to be our immediate playground and their immediate playground to consider economics.
Gotcha. That sounds interesting.
And keep in mind that if you look at the maps on that system, that the fault, the Larder Lake Cadillac fault, the previous owners actually mapped out gold mineralization over a 15-kilometer strike length. We've yet to even consider doing exploration there. So it's all positive.
Oh, lots of upside there, of course. And Philippe, while I have you, this is a breaking news special, but I need to ask you, how's the drilling going? You started at 25,000 meters. How's the progress looking? First holes in the lab?
Yep. Well, the first hole was completed on the Nordeau West deposit and hit target right on schedule. The second hole was in progress. on the East CHIMO mine area. And that was about to hit target when I left for Spokane.
Oh, fantastic! And you got a full schedule. You're in Spokane right now. You're at a conference.
Yep. Two
I understand.
conferences,
Two conferences. Okay.
one virtual and one live. And I'm hoping we're hoping we're going to near PA by your show at the Dutch Gold Mess in November. Knock on wood.
Oh,
There you go.
fantastic! That'd be well. That's it's
Late
August
November.
30th. That's
Yeah,
that is fantastic. So
that would be great. If the guys could come in at that date, I would be happy, because at your show, which is a great show, by the way, in November in Frankfurt, that would be excellent news for me to get up on stage. But we'll see. Not
absolutely.
making
Well,
any promises.
we're going to claim exclusivity either way, Philippe. So, and no,
Right.
fantastic. And we're getting some complaints in the chat why we're not talking about a 99% discount to gold. We're obviously not a gold and bullion dealer, but if you look at the company and the stock price and how the company is trading right now, which is, in my opinion, again, as a shareholder, ridiculous. But you're getting the 99% discount on the ounce in the ground, and they got 2.35 million ounces as announced this morning. Check out the news; it's linked here in the section below. And Philippe, thank you so much for joining us. All the best in your meetings. I don't think we forgot anything to mention. It was a fantastic resource update. As demanded by the regulatory bodies. Like, there wasn't any big surprises. We knew it was sort of what it was coming. There was an extra like 40,000 ounces in there from what I saw. But
well, actually, it was an extra almost 100,000 ounces.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my math is like that's why I ended up in finance, because my math is so great. So.
Not a problem. And so the next news flow is going to be diamond drill results, and then the PA, and we're going to hook up again for sure.
Absolutely. So can't wait for that. Good luck today, marketing, and to get the word out. And all the best to you. And thanks for joining us. And everybody else, thank you so much for joining us for this SF Live breaking news special. Yes, we chose a clickbait title, but it is true. The stock is trading at a crazy 99% discount on a per ounce basis compared to the spot price of gold, and it's a huge opportunity. Trading at 10.5 cents. Stock just opened up. I haven't looked at the price yet this morning. Trading started 12 minutes ago. So, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the chat. Please leave them here in the comments, and smash that like button. We do want to hear from you. And thank you so much for tuning in. And we'll be back with lots more this week. Thank you so much.